Welcome everybody and welcome to today's webinar. Today's webinar is Practical Steps to Personal Development. Hello, my name's Birch. I'm the Sales Manager for Reliv Asia Pacific, and today we're going to have a look at some practical steps to help you in the way of personal development. Firstly, let's just remind everybody of what Reliv's mission is, which is to nourish the world in mind, body and spirit. Now, personal development is a lifelong process. It's a way for people to assess their skills and qualities and to consider their aims in life and set goals in order to realize and maximize their potential. And personal development is something that is critical when you're involved in our business, when you're involved in network marketing. You cannot be successful in network marketing without, in some way, shape or form, developing as a person and growing as a person. And the best thing to do is to put your attention on that consciously, to focus, to have that as one of your focuses, so to develop yourself and develop your skill sets. And so the webinar today is designed to help you identify how to go about this and with the skills that you need to set life goals, which can enhance your prospect or your potential of being able to increase that and to realize your potential, to raise your confidence and to lead to a more fulfilling and better quality of life, and also to make relevant, positive and effective life choices and decisions for your future to enable your own personal empowerment. And I've talked about this in previous webinars, that although early life development and early formative experiences within the family, at school, etc., can help to shape us as adults, personal development should not stop later in life. And it's at this time in our lives that we should really seriously, as we develop our Reliv business, that we should be looking to improve ourselves in every possible way that we can. Now, there's a gentleman by the name of Abraham Maslow. Back in 1970, came up with a thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I talk about this because there's many ideas surrounding personal development. And one of them is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it's a process of self-actualization. Because Maslow suggests that all individuals have an inbuilt need for personal development, which occurs through the process called self-actualization. And he also believes that the extent to which people are able to develop depends on certain needs being met, and these needs form a hierarchy, which you can see on the screen in front of you. Only when one level of need is satisfied can a higher one be developed. That is his belief, and that is what this process, his process of self-actualization, is about. And as change occurs throughout life, the level of need motivating someone's behavior at any one time can also change. And at the bottom of the hierarchy is the basic physiological needs for food, drink, sex, sleep, the basics for survival. And then at the next level is safety and security, and that's in both a physical and economical sense. And then next, you have your progression can be made to satisfying the need in the social aspect for love and for belonging and things like that. And of course, then the next level is, as it says here, is esteem. It refers to meeting that need for self-esteem and self-worth, and this is a level most closely related to self-empowerment. And at the top of Maslow's pyramid, he talks about the aesthetic needs of beauty, symmetry, and order. At the top of his hierarchy is this need for self-actualization. See, Maslow says that all individuals have the need to see themselves as competent and autonomous, and also that every person has limitless room for growth. Self-actualization in his concept refers to the desire that everybody has to become everything that they are capable of becoming. In other words, it refers to self-fulfillment and the need to reach full potential as a unique human being. For Maslow, the path to self-actualization involves being in touch with your feelings, experiencing life fully and with total concentration. what I want to do now, and that's just giving you one concept. I want people to consider the different ways of self-actualization, of personal growth. Go out there and look for yourself. There's so much information that you can get at your fingertips on the internet. And get out there and see what you can find. But what I want to talk to you about today is just 4 practical steps to personal development. And there they are in front of you. Organizing your time, undertaking a skills appraisal, looking at your transferable skills, and overcoming barriers to learning a new skill. So firstly, let's consider organizing your time. And I'm sure everybody's been in the situation where the stuff to do column is much greater than the time you have on hand. And everybody at some time or another has their backs to the wall or is under the gun, under the pump, whatever you want to call it, to get things done. And you can see as the time is slipping away and your list of things that you need to achieve is still not getting lower or as fast as the time that's leaking away. So consider this. If you're looking at personal development, then you're considering making changes in your life. And so what that may mean is finding additional time, which often poses a problem. Now, it could be that the changes you're thinking of making would ensure you have extra time to spend with your family. Maybe it's just spend time on things you enjoy doing, having fun. Maybe it's your work. Maybe it's your Reliv business. You want to spend more time with your Reliv business. And I hope that's one of them. And also, it may be devoting time to your education, to your personal growth, to your development. Whatever the reason, looking at how you spend your time will encourage you to think of ways your time could be managed more effectively. And again, I suggest that you go online and have a look. There are many, many free time management programs and techniques that you can actually use. But there's just a couple of things of how you can manage your time. For example, learning to say no. Some people fall into the habit of saying yes and doing everything. And sometimes, you know what, you're better off to say no, and the person who's asking you is better off for you to say no. In our business, for example, when you have a team, you cannot do everything for the people in your organization. You can't do everything for that team. You need to empower people. You need them to feel self-empowerment and to do the jobs that they need to do. Your job as a leader in our business is to give guidance and direction and training, and of course to do things for new people, but it is to actually guide them along the way so that they take up the baton and they run with it themselves after a short period of time, and then you're guiding them and directing them and training them and mentoring them. That's what it's about. And it's also about delegating. It's knowing that you can't do everything yourself. And again, that's something that some people fall into a real trap. And you know what? Sometimes sharing jobs can be fun, and it'll also leave you with more time. Making a to-do list is a very basic thing, but you know what? It works. And all you need to do is you write down your to-do, you write down your time frame, and you tick them off as you go through. And what it does, it actually helps to take the pressure off you and reduces the stress. Another thing is giving up things that you really don't want to do or you don't need to do. And that's something you seriously need to consider from time to time. And also, now this is a good one, identifying your high and low times of the day, because all of us have times in the day where we're more or less energetic, where we have more or less energy. So do the demanding tasks. When you have the most energy, you'll get them done more quickly, and therefore you're releasing more time to spend on other things. So if you really don't want to do something and you've got to do it, maybe you've got no choice. But in general, try and manage your time so that when you're really pumped, that's when you get the things done that are really going to be demanding. Get it done, get it out the way, and get on with your life and get on with doing the other things. Because I tell you what, when you're talking about personal development, it involves setting goals. And you know, setting goals, we've talked about it, we've done a couple of webinars on setting goals, and I suggest that you go back and you watch them, because setting goals is a very simple, straightforward thing to do, and if you break it down step by step, it's something that will help you greatly when you're looking at doing your personal growth. Because I tell you what, In our business and with the people that you're looking for to come in to your organization, you're looking for predominantly the same sort of skills, because you want people who are willing to get out there. You want good communication skills. You want the ability to work as a team. You want the ability to learn. So you know what? You just need to focus on what you need and what you want and get out there and do it. Okay, the next step was skills assessment. And this is somewhere where you need to be really, really honest. You need to step back and have a look at yourself and say, where are my strengths and where are my weaknesses? What are my skills? What am I really good at and what am I not so good at? And give yourself a score. And again, you know what? You can go online and you can find different tests if you want to do it that way, or just sit down and write it out and be honest with yourself. Because you know what? Many skills you've learned have developed either through your work, your education, or your personal life. And they can be successfully transferred into other areas, which makes transferable skills, which is the next point. And as it says here, with an alligator sitting down there at a job agency applying for a job. And the guy says, sorry, sir, but impersonating a log is not a very marketable skill. And so you need to be honest with yourself. What are the skills you have, and are the skills you have the skills that are required to build your business, to make your Reliv business successful, to get you to where you can build financial independence and ultimately financial freedom. And if the skill sets that you have are not the ones that you require, then get set about learning the new skills. Because analyzing your existing skills will help you to identify both skills and personal qualities that can be used in your Reliv business. See, some of the skills are interpersonal skills, communication, which I mentioned before, organizational skills. Don't underestimate that, how important that is. You know, literacy, problem solving, because you're dealing with people all the time, and understanding the needs of others, the needs of people in your team, and the emotional intelligence, okay, the EQ of people. It's good if you can understand that, and that is a skill. So look at the skills that you have. Are they transferable into your Reliv business? That's what I'm saying to you. And if they're not, then you need to learn the skills that you need to have to make your Reliv business successful. So let's have a look at overcoming barriers to personal development and to learning these new skills. Because learning a new skill will definitely broaden opportunities for you. At the same time, it empowers you as an individual. And tell you what, there are many things that prevent people from learning new skills, but they can be overcome. And there's all sorts of things. I'll just give you an example of some, like it's a lack of confidence or self-esteem. Again, we've done webinars on this in the past. It's one of the greatest obstacles facing most people. However, if it is a problem, ask yourself if there's anyone who would support you and help you take the first steps towards learning a new skill, and who would that be? First off, it should be your sponsor. Go to your sponsor, but go and check out the webinars we've done specifically on this area, okay? Because it's amazing. Once you overcome a hurdle, all the ensuing hurdles don't appear to be as big. Okay, it might be an economic situation. People often put their financial situation there as a barrier to developing new skills, to developing themselves, that's getting in the way of their success. But this doesn't have to be the case, okay? It does not have to be the case, because you can learn a lot. Again, I talk about the internet. I talk about our webinars. There's so much you can learn for free. So your financial situation does not have to be something that gets in the way of you growing personally and developing new skills in your life to help you build your Reliv business, okay? That's really important that you understand that. Family commitments is another one. Now, family commitments can be a tough one, can really get in the way. I understand that. I've got a young family, and I know how tough it can be. But again, it comes back to time management. And I tell you what, I make sure that I give my family quality time, but I also make sure my family understands when I need to give my time to Reliv, because Reliv is our future. Reliv is our future development for our financial independence, for our finance in the future. And so That's how it needs to be for you too. And I'm sure that if you're working closely with your family, they will understand that. And it comes down as well to the quality that you give your family when you're actually with them. So important. The other one, of course, is lack of time. People always are talking about the lack of time that they have. Well, you know what? Again, let's go back and around a bit of a circular argument here, but we're talking about time management, okay? Consider how you could recognize your time and how you could organize your time better. Go online, look for time management courses, and actually go through it and look for techniques to help you. We spoke about a couple on this webinar, but go out there and do your own search. It's really, really important that you do what you need to do to enable you to build the skill sets so that you can build a successful Reliv business. Because as this quote says, I may not be perfect, but parts of me are pretty awesome. Because you won't have all the skills that you need. So you need to really be good at what you are good at and teach yourself the others. I may not be perfect, but parts of me are pretty awesome. And I tell you what, I know the parts of me that are pretty awesome. Do you know the parts of you that are pretty awesome? So use your awesomeness, get out there and put those skills into place and find out the skills that you need through your analysis and start to learn them. Be proactive. Make your decision today that today is the day that you decide and you start changing your life. You create the skills, you grow yourself personally, you start building your Reliv business really successfully, and you become a better person, and everybody that you know, including your family and friends, benefits by you growing as a person. I want to thank you for sharing with me today with this webinar on practical steps to personal development. And of course, as usual, I say get out there, sponsor, promote, advance, and ignite your business. Thanks, everybody.